Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Matt with Green Bar Trading. And that was the bell. The trading day just concluded. And my trading day, trading the the regular E-mini is plus $300 in 2 hours. So how did I make $300 in 2 hours trading the E-mini S&P 500 futures? So we're going to go over that right here with you guys. And when I trade the E-mini, I use a lot of technical analysis. Whenever I trade any broad index, I will use a lot of technicals. Now, as far as indicators go, I'll use volume as an indicator, and I will use VWAP as an indicator. But the most important, I don't know if you'd call it indicator, but technical is price, price levels. Now, anybody that trades the E-mini futures, you will already know how important, price levels are, but they are so key. Now, during the session today, since I wasn't here in the office for the first half of the day, I got in a little late, but that's okay. Once price started to show the trend, it's a lot easier to trade the E-minis. Once you get a very clear trend, it makes it easier. Trend line right here. So this is where I started trading. As you can see, that's where I started my technicals. Now, these purple lines are key areas where we have seen a lot of price congregating at, or being, resisted at or supported at. Now, obviously here, the 477, 478 level is support. It bounced off this level 2 times today, and a double bottom is a very powerful support area for a massive move after hitting a double bottom. Now, the crazy part is it also had a triple top. So we went from a triple top to a double bottom, or we went from a double bottom to a triple top. Whatever you want to look at it, today gave a ton of volatility. Now, with volatility comes great earning potential, but it could also be big losses. So you have to also minimize your risk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the journey to making $300 here in the last 2 hours, and my ratio for what I risk for what I want to gain. So I do basically a 2-to-1. So if I'm risking down 1.25 points, which is what I do. Now, a lot of people that trade the E-mini, they'll risk, down 3 or 4 points, and they're looking for the big moves. The only thing is, on a day like this, you can get chopped up if you do that type of strategy. So while that strategy works really good during a trending market, during a highly volatile market, getting in and out for quick scalps seems to work better for me. And this is obviously a live example of this working for me today. So we started off, now, just so you know, the ratio. I'll risk down 1.25 points. Now, every point on the E-mini is $50. So $62.50 is my risk per trade, and I'm trying to get anywhere from $100 to $150 of profit. Now, the 2-to-1 works pretty good because the way I look at it, and now taking 6 trades here is definitely over trading the E-mini because you start to eat up commission, but it was so volatile. There was so many opportunities. Now, my 6 trades here, I went 4 and 2, which is it's decent. It's actually good for my risk to reward being a 2-to-1. Being 4 and 2 is good. If you have a risk reward that is 2-to-1 and you go 2 and 2, right? So you bat 500, 50%, you will still make money because your risk to reward is double what you would lose. So, while you just batted 500, you will still do okay. Now, going 4 and 2 and having a 2-to-1, that's what gave me the $300 in profit. So, the first trade, we started out here. Like I said, I started to notice the trend of the market. We were going down, and basically just took a really quick scalp. Now, the way I like to trade these is when I'm watching my level 2 and using the price ladder, I will wait until we get a move and get a really quick retracement to try to get as much of that retracement in before the price comes back down. Now, I was shorting everything today because the overall feeling of the market was down for me. So every position I took was a short. So every time we dropped past some key areas, I was waiting for that quick bounce up, and then I would get in and then ride that quick down. And you can see here, each trade is basically done in almost the same candlestick. This is scalp trading. And, that's what works for my personality. I don't have the patience to get into something here and sit through it and not take the profit and then watching the price go back against me. I just cannot do that. So I like to just get in, get out, and look for the next trade. As long as my ratio is good. And with a day like this and the range, please, the risk to reward, if you couldn't find a 2-to-1 today, then I don't know what you were looking for, because the moves were just massive, massive moves. So, on this one here, this was my loss. So I started off, I won my first 2 trades. So now I am at this point right here, playing this trend line. So I am waiting for price to come up and touch this trend line. Now, what happened was, and this was my fault, I got in too early. You learn a lot on losing trades. This trade right here should not have been taken yet. I should have waited for price to come up closer to the trend line and then take the trade. And that would have been a massive, massive winner. Now, this trade right here was still a $150 winner, but it could have been so much more. And, I took profits way too fast. The reason why I took profits was I took at this previous level that was holding up as support. So I took right here as we were approaching that, and in the same candle, we broke through it. Normally, yeah, I shouldn't say normally, but normally you make a new high, you're not going down and breaking a level that you could not break the entire time here. There's like 20 minutes here or 15 minutes here of not being able to break it. And then you make a new high or a higher high than here, and then you break it in one candlestick. I wasn't expecting that, which is totally fine. You know, I did still make $150 on this little move right here, but it's knowing and understanding these trend lines and how price, you know, respects it so well. I mean, look at this, almost up to the exact spot. So, you know, do a little technicals, and then it gets into, you know, bouncing here. This was the double bounce, the double bottom. Now, double bottoms, they can give you a really, really big move. And that's what we saw here. And then I just scalped a little bit here. So that's it. Look for a 2-to-1 at a minimum. If you're trading the E-mini, you want to try to get 4 points. If you're risking 2 points down, if you're risking, 3 points down, you're going to want to shoot for 6 points or more. Let those winners run if you can. Today was just a very up and down day where I wanted to get my profits and get out. $300 and, minus commissions. This is still over a $260 day. So not bad trading the E-mini. And if anybody has any questions for me, leave it down below. I answer every single comment. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you back on the next one. Take care, everyone.